What is up, guys? Beancrew49 here. We are back on Desolation map. And I got inspired. Let me tell you guys, last week we started a brand new project. We got a skyscraper going up. I got a little baby skyscraper, bro, for my little skyscraper siblings. But, you know, it really got me going, got me motivated. And for some reason, I want to inject renewed vigor into this Desolation map. So we find ourselves today in the ghetto. That's right, we're in the ghetto, guys. And I'm super excited because I'm going to start a new project. And now it's not going to be as large as the skyscraper. In fact, it's going to be like 1/50th this size. But it's still a new project, and it still gets me excited. I think this was a suggestion. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I think it was Jam Jor who said this, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, guys. But he suggested a dingy motel. So that's what I'm gonna build. Okay, that's right, guys. I'm building a skeezy motel. For those of you who don't know what a motel is, it's basically a place where you can park in front of your motel room, basically. It's usually on the street, and you usually park in front of it, and you know, there's usually a deadbolt on the door. You can see the doors from the street. It's for people who don't have a lot of money and want to go on vacations, right? And I've stayed at a few motels in my day. You know, Motel 6, we'll leave the light on for you. You know, that sort of thing. Only this one's a skeezy one in the ghetto. So this is the kind of motel that has hourly rates, right? If you understand what that means, do not put it in the comment section, okay? They got hourly rates here, so that's the kind of motel we're dealing with. We're talking about roaches, we're talking about stains on the carpets, we're talking blood stains even, we're talking about hourly rates. You know what I'm saying, right? It's skeezy, it's dingy, it's dirty, and I have a lot of fun building these things. For some reason, I just love the ghetto. I love building dirty, so I'm excited for this project. Now, you're going to see a lot of grunt work, you know, but it goes really fast. For some reason, I was able to complete a lot of this build, way more than I thought I would today. So we get a really good chunk of this motel going. So don't be dissuaded by the grunt work that's happening. I promise to show results today. I'm not going to do any interiors. I'm not going to finish the exterior. I'm not going to finish the roof. But we're going to do some work. All right. Okay. So today's Monday. And you guys know what that means by now. Of course you do. Monday is Creative Question of the Week time. And this Monday we have a really cool question. So let's get right into it. Let's not waste any more time. I've already wasted plenty. Today's question. Oh, before I say anything, thank you guys for all your questions for the Q&A. I really appreciated that. Thank you for all your questions for the Creative Question of the Week. Please leave a Creative Question of the Week in the comment section below. And it could be about anything you want to know. All I can guarantee is that I'm going to have a unique perspective on it. So it could be a mundane question as long as you get a little bit creative with it. And, you know, you might get an answer you weren't expecting. All right, let's get into it. Today's Creative Question of the Week comes from GasBlaster010. And he asks, if you were a teacher, what subject would you teach? And what would you do differently than what teachers or the school system does today, and why? By the way, you're an awesome YouTuber. Thank you, GasBlaster10. I really appreciate you submitting your question. All right, let's get into it. If you guys have been following along, you know perfectly well that I am fed up with the school system. Not just in America. I've actually seen school systems in other countries, and they're just as bad or worse. Okay? I am fed up with the school system. I'm an adult, guys. I went through it. I'm talking from experience. I'm using my experience and using retrospect to give you guys some information that you need to know right now for your lives. You know, a lot of you are done with school, and that's fine. You may have come to this realization yourself. Who knows? But for those of you who are still in school, whether it's college or high school or middle school or preschool, if you're in preschool, turn this video off. Okay? This is above your head. Okay? But for those of you who are out of preschool, I think you guys can really need to listen to what I'm about to say here today. The school system has failed our kids, and it's been failing our kids since the dawning of time. And you can't really say it's failing because it's doing exactly what it's designed to do. The school system is designed to make a mindless worker drone. Think of it as a factory. You go into this factory as a very small child with imagination and creativity and a zest for life. You want to play and you want to explore and you want to do all these things. How do you come out of high school? Worried about your career and how you're going to make money, you know? They suck the life out of you. That's what they're designed to do. Schools are designed to suck your imagination right out of your body. They suck your creativity right out. They don't want you to have it. Because if you have imagination, and if you have creativity, and if you have ingenuity, then you're not going to be a good worker bee. You're not going to do the jobs that no one wants to do for pay that's, well below what you deserve for the rest of your life. So they're trying to mold you into this good model citizen that will fit snugly within the mechanism of society. Right? And how do they do this, guys? How do they do this? They take away they strip you of your imagination. The moment you get into school, what do? They force all this knowledge on you. And it's not knowledge. I should not have used that word. They force this information on you. Okay? All sorts of information. And they don't tell you where this information is coming from. They don't tell you why you need to know this information. But they say that you must learn this information. And what happens if you question it? Right? They tell you, you guys should ask questions in class, right? They want you to ask questions about this force-fed information. The moment you start asking questions about why this information is being force-fed, then you start getting into trouble, right? Those are not the questions they want you to ask. Have you noticed this? Have any of you tried to ask your teachers why we're learning this? They don't like it because they have no answer. Because you know why? Your teachers are cogs in this machine as well. They were in your position before. Your teachers had imagination and spark and creativity. Then they went through the school system. They got reprogrammed, brainwashed, if you will. It's a strong word, but that's exactly what it is. Reprogrammed to fit into this society that we've created. This society needs creative thinkers, guys. We don't need more cogs in the machine. Let's look at the classes. Let's go through the classes. Let's start with, let's say, history. You go into history class, and what happens? You must learn these dates, and what happened on these dates, and what these people did thousands of years, hundreds, tens of years in the past. Learn these dates and what happened. And you're like, okay, that's interesting. Why do I need to learn this? No! What happened in 1812, son? You know what I mean? And they tell us in school that, the victor writes the history books, right? Whoever wins the wars writes the history books. And then they turn around and feed us this information that's clearly created by the winners of wars. How do you know anything they're telling you in history class is real? What proof is there of anything they're telling you? There's absolutely no proof of anything that they're telling you in history class. They're telling you a bunch of information disseminated by the victors of wars. Of course, the losers of wars don't get to say their side of the story now, do they? And you're expected to take this on faith that what they're telling you is real? How can you have any idea about what percentage of what you know from history class is real? Anyone could have made it up. Anyone. Yet you are forced to memorize names, dates, and places and spit them out on cue. What kind of sense does that make? Does that make any sense in your mind? You're open to listen to lies. That's what's happening in history class. You're memorizing a bunch of lies. The little guy doesn't have a say in what happened in the history books. So there's history, getting fed a bunch of lies, no room for your creativity, no room for you to ask questions that don't pertain to the name, date, or place. So history class, that's a big brainwashing programming hour of your life, okay? Let's see, what else is there? There's math. And what do you learn in math? You learn that this, and this, and this equals this, right? But why does... Nope. There is a set answer. You must come to that answer or else you are wrong. But if I do... Nope. That's not how the formula goes. But what if I... Nope. You didn't come to the correct answer. There's no questioning in math. There's no creativity. There's no room for theorizing or anything like that. You must learn the numbers, learn what they do, and you're either right or wrong. Don't bring any creativity into this. Don't look at math in a different way, from a different perspective, or else you are wrong. And you get a C or a D and you fail. right? If you didn't get the exact right answer, you are wrong. So there's some more brainwashing. You know, you're taking it on faith that what they're telling you is real. Faith, you're going to see a big theme throughout this video, a lot of faith going on. You take it on faith that these numbers add up. But I'll tell you what, guys, the numbers don't add up. Okay, what's next? Science class? More of the same. This person before you has shown that this is true. You don't need to know why, you don't need to know how, just know that what they said is true. This guy from 200 years ago, he was right, he knew everything, and he basically set up everything we know now today. Right? That's what science class is. They give you this little science, little experiment you can do where they know like what you're supposed to. Okay, you do your little experiment, right? And everyone comes to the same conclusion. Everybody's right. But teacher, I wanted to do the experiment in a different way because nope, wrong. You do the experiment how we told you to do the experiment. But teacher, what if this is not really correct? Nope. That goes against the popular ideas of the time. So there will be none of that. Right? Where's the creativity in science? There's no creativity. There's some person telling you the facts, air quotes, that some other person told him, that some other person told him, that some other person told her, that some other person told him, that some other person proved 3,000 years ago. Whatever. No creativity. No room for ingenuity or imagination. Alright, let's go through it. English. English is next. This is the closest we're going to get, guys. It's English class. And if you get that beautiful teacher, if you get that one teacher in 100 who inspires you to write creatively in a world of 5-paragraph essays, respond to Kill a Mockingbird, and the reasons why Atticus Finch, blah, 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 blah. That's how most English classes are. You are right that Atticus Finch was feeling this way. You are wrong that Romeo was feeling this way about Juliet. If you get that one teacher that's like, write what you feel, hold on to that teacher. You put him on a pedestal, okay? Because that teacher is doing you a huge favor. That English class is the closest you're going to get to being creative and imaginative and all the things that are beautiful about being a human. But there's 99 other teachers who are like 5-paragraph essay form. There's not really much room for creativity, but there is some in English class. Okay, so there's that. What else are we... there's all sorts of classes. We could be here all day. The other class is art class. And you're like, well, they teach us art or they teach us music or whatever. Yeah, but those aren't real classes. They're not teaching you anything. They're not teaching you how to be creative. They're not teaching you... they're just like letting you go for an hour. Everybody gets an A. They don't teach you anything. Here's the problem with school, guys. They force feed you. They cram all this information into you, but they don't teach you how to learn. They don't teach you how to discern. They don't teach you how to imagine. They don't teach you how to figure out right from wrong, real from fake, false from true. They don't give you the tools that you need to be a well-rounded human. They just fill you with all these numbers and dates and facts, right? They don't teach you how to expand your mind. They don't teach you how to see in color rather than black and white. They don't teach you any of that. Yet when you come out of school, you're expected to be a well-rounded adult. It's wrong. They're not giving you any of the things that you need to be successful in this life. They're teaching you exactly how to get a desk job and make your 40, 50 grand a year doing some bullshit. That's what they're teaching you. And it doesn't get better in college. Take it from me, guys. It gets a little bit better, a tiny bit better in college. But college is even worse than high school because when you go through college and you learn all these things, you're at a higher level now. So the information that's coming to you, and you're an adult, so the information that's coming to you, you start thinking is the ultimate truth. You start thinking, well, this is college, and you're an adult, so you've lost all the playful imagination you had as a kid. So you're an adult who's getting told that everything that you're learning is the absolute truth. So you're going to go through the rest of your life thinking everything you learned in college is the truth with a capital T. But it's not. It's more lies. It's just lies of a higher level. Trust me, guys, I've been through college. I know what it is. They don't teach you how to live from inside of yourself. They don't teach you to get in touch with the real you so that you can learn to be a good person. They feed you nonsense. And you go through life thinking that, oh, now I know everything. I went through college, now I don't need to learn anything else because I learned what I was supposed to learn. And you can't tell the difference between true or false. You have no way to discern things. They don't teach you how to discern. That's something huge. How do you know when someone's lying to you? You don't, because you've taken things on faith your whole life from authority figures. Do you see a problem with this? You spend 18 years of your life, 22 years for college, learning nonsense that doesn't help you, that helps to imprison you into a system that is draining the life from you. So what is the answer here, guys? Put your teachers on blast. Why are we learning this? How do you know what you're telling me is true? They're going to give you some stupid response, but don't let them get away with it. Tell them to prove to you what you are learning is absolutely true, and they can't. And you're going to get in trouble for it. But you're going to start to learn that maybe everything you're being told is not true. Okay? So if I was a teacher, I'd be an English teacher, and I'd tell you guys, just express yourself as well as you can on paper, and just do it. That's what I would say. That's my answer to this question. Alright, so that's a motel. Segue. That's a motel. I wish we were building a school for this video. But we got a dingy, skeezy motel instead. And I'm going to work on this off camera, get a little bit of progress for you guys, and come back to it. And, you know, we'll see the skis. You guys are going to feel the skis just dripping off of this thing. Okay? Alright, guys. So that is the motel. I did get a lot done. You can see where the rooms are going to be. You know, great view of the side of Odab's Brewery. Right? You don't go to the motels for the views, you know. Oh, look, a hooker. No, never mind. Alright, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Leave a creative question of the week if you are so inclined. Leave a like if you are so inclined. Happy Minecrafting. Peace.